Yo, what's up? This is Raw Lion coming to you here in Arizona. Tempe, Arizona, downtown. I'm coming to you like, a true Rasta. A true Rasta man. A true Rasta spirit. Rising of the sun, the child of the sun. Sorry about that, you guys know I gotta get my break fixed in the background. But this is what I wanted to say. I wanted to talk about obstacles. Life will test you strong. That's the name of the title of this video. And with that, life, I'm saying it'll test you strong. It means several reasons, several things. Those 7 things that comes in your life that actually tests you in a strongly manner will make you feel like shit. It will make you feel like you loses everything that you ever built or had. It will taste you to that point that you can work on. It would test you so strong, It would test you so strong, especially if you being under attack mentally and socially, physically as well. You will see how life really tries to test your spirituality, your needs, and your mindset, and how you react to certain things. And I tell you, what I have experienced by moving here at this location has been the tremendous amount of fucking attempts to eliminate me in my mind and my desire to live the way I want to live as a melanated man. So I have a story to tell. I've been waiting for a while to tell this story, and I wanted to find when it was the right day to actually tell the story about my journey traveling here in Arizona. Alright? I want you to sit back and try to digest some of my experience, and I'm going to share this with you in hope to improve on a mental mindset that can bring positive outcome to any situation you might place forth. When I was last in Hawaii, when you guys saw me walking on the beach and telling you to raise up your frequency, I'm coming to you, the realest Rasta man, happy and in a joyful way. And I'm going to make sure, I'm going to celebrate right now and give honor to the ancestors as well. For me to have the endurance to tolerate so much hostility and negative energy from all directions, from loved ones, from, spouses, from your living space to all these things. Leave me the fuck alone. Like, all these things. That's just the case, man. And it's like fucking ridiculous. I feel so disgusted too. Gotta let some of the sage out, the sage music. I feel so disgusted and humiliated by the sickery and stuff. So, let me get to the point of the story. I came here in Arizona on behalf of my travel experience with my significant soulmate up there, which you have probably seen in my videos. And doing that process as being a husband and doing this journey experience, we wanted to come to Arizona, Tempe for her career. Because, that's one of the major reasons why we decided to travel and see the world. Because we didn't necessarily felt like Chicago at the time was a moment where we was at our age. We wanted to see something else and just see what the world has to offer. Spiritual journey. And now I was here, for about almost 24 months. At the end of the month, the last month in 2017. We got here in 2016, in September, August area. And we got here, right? We got here. So we tried to find a place. When I landed here, I felt energy. And a whole energy force field, like boom, explosive energy. And it was hot. Don't get me wrong, it was hot. That was the heat too as well. And then the situation, we was trying to find a place. We found the place, we secured it, we stayed there. And because, my spouse got, a gig for a teaching gig. First gig, her classroom. I'm so supportive. I'm on to it, And, I'm like, all right, this is going to be cool. We get here in Arizona and things was going well, not so really. I'm talking about just, being, alive, and it was hot, and looking at the positive side of things, because that's what I always try to put yourself. And we are human, living a human experience. This is where I'm going to keep coming from on this humble level. I'm not trying to say this with more egotistics. I'm trying to be real as possible to let other people know and to be able to affect change, and to affect change in the motivation of minds, especially for my brothers and melanated brothers out there, Okay? We are alone, buddy. We're alone. But guess what? That's good. If we stay together in our minds and uplift each other, we can be on our own and stand strong, really. And I'm talking about a social interaction thing. But let me get back onto my story. That was a side note. So we got here, we found the place, British, my Rasta lioness, got a job, and we secured it. Didn't have a car or anything yet. We did a transformation when we was in Hawaii, and we came here, got rid of school here and stuff. We wanted to see what's up. So we got used to, traveling and stuff. And, I was like, all right, I don't know how this place is going to be. I was in Hawaii, I didn't know what the outcome going to be, but I was in for the journey, And in for the journey, well, I'm not rich, I've run a business as well along the journey. In that process of me running a business, elevate my mind to work remotely and continue my entrepreneurship level in the way I want to, and maintaining like a marriage or something like that has been a difficult challenge. That's another side note, but let me get back to the story. All is going to wrap around 360 on what I'm trying to express on my, indigenous story that I'm experienced as an autochthonous individual. I got here, and at first I was like, I don't know how I'm going to do this, but hey, let me find a job or a gig or something, pick up, and see what's up. Since, we can live here, and she finally got her, own classroom and, teach and stuff, so I'm happy about that. So let me see what's up, get something, because, still got to pay bills and stuff, and, still being an entrepreneur and, help run a business. So these things as well, right? And this is being true. I'm being true and honest right here. I'm trying to be very transparent on some of the things. So, been going to, basically pick up the, my wife from the job at first by just transportation. I didn't have a car. Pick her up every day. Excuse me, you guys. That was frustration. But it becomes real frustrating when you have family members and other people, when you just want to be there and show love and support and get that energy, that positive energy that you want. And then when you feel alone, you know what I mean? When your wife that you spend time with turn your back on you, like it's a whole big betrayal. And then you running a business, and then you get humiliated, being racially profiled, racially humiliated. And then when your own people jump on the bandwagon to humiliate you even further, that's the sickery. That's the sickery. And then people try to make you look like you crazy. No, I'm a genius. I refuse to let people make me feel like I'm crazy. I don't care how close you might be. I'm far from crazy. The individual, usual people who have a good mind and a good heart and a spirit, these are called sunseed children. Sunseed child. I am a sunseed child. A lot of other individuals are starseed childs and sunseed childs as well. And I know that wrap up a lot of adventures and experiences that we go through in life. You know? So back onto my wavelength. Pardon me, mistake, but only human. We are only human. You can get frustrated. And that's why I smoke the ganja to calm me down, man. And to be happy and vibration, because when you go by yourself, be by yourself, have your crystals in there, try to get as much negative energy. I call my ancestors. You can see that somebody called. Nobody don't want to listen. But let's change people's lives in a positive way. My whole point of trying to educate this process on what I'm experiencing so other people can feel better about their life. Other people can do things differently about their life. And people will constantly test you in your environment to see if you're going to step out of your character to the way they want you to react, so you can fall into their master plan to isolating you as an individual from growing. This is true. So, sitting here in Phoenix, man, the place is beautiful. Don't worry about it. I love the scenery. I love the elements, the birds. This is very interesting. But in the career way and in the spiritual way, and you're living in this dimension, it hasn't been too great of experience because all the negative energy that I'm experiencing, here on the job, the racial profile, the networking supremacies here that constantly trying to attack me mentally, verbally, and then the lack of support by your own people that look at you because they starting to put that, they want to manifest that fear into you as well versus being a support and showing love like, yeah, that's what's up. This is the crazy dimension that we in now. When everyone might seem to turn their whole back on you, when you are totally against the wall and being forced into a corner in your life, what are you going to do? That's what this is. Are you going to be a failure or are you going to make this happen? That's what we have to reflect on. So, we was here. I'm thinking like, man, I'm finna find a gig. Let's see how this is working. All right, let's make it happen. Let's make it happen. This is not working right. This is because, like, wow. I was just getting the most naughtiest, dirtiest energy and negative forces when I came in to try to present myself in a professional way as possible. I'm an entrepreneur. I do business. I'm a businessman. I really know the structure and management and all those entertainment experiences. I know these things, I'm always coming to a company trying to build a brand and represent the company. And I just came to find out I'm the best person I'm not meant to work for nobody. I'm meant to only work for myself. That's what I think this is learning. Oh, man, I just opened up a portal right now. A reminder, and this is how universe works. So at this given time, let me finish seeing my story. That it was hard to find. It was challenging, to find a job placement that I wanted right away. You got to make a living, especially where you travel. You work where you travel. You got used to that, so you can make some money and stuff and get the things, But look, that been a challenge. It's been a challenge like motherfucker. And how much time I had to remain humble in these challenges. I'm still remaining humble in these challenges. But so the whole experience came down to an existence of doing that and then finally finding, something. Then I'm like, oh man, shit, the racist is really kicking in. From what I'm experiencing and seeing, then I'm like, okay, this is all politics. So I'm like, man, this is crazy, too much. Like, damn, where can a brother fit in? And I'm like, in the area, trying to see what's up, what the town looks like. I'm like, all right. So I was like, okay, well, my thing is to get wheels. Get wheels so you can make sure your wife get to work and safe and sound. Get wheels so you can do Uber and work for yourself. When I came here, I'm like, man, I'm finna do that because, I'm just having a challenge getting some gigs here, man. I don't know what's up with that. It's just crazy. Like, I'm like either overqualified or I'm looking down upon. Like, I don't know what the fuck I am or know what the fuck I know. It's just all stereotypical experiences and try to make me feel like I was the issue or the problem of all things by just being present there. So you'll see what I'm talking about as we go along in that journey. So I sat there and said, man, I'm finna go ahead and do Uber. So I did Uber, I did Lyft, and made things happen. The place where we stayed at was basically, somewhere, in the area, and we stayed there, and basically it was like, I've been tested so much there. More so by the people in general. Just the people it was like a different type of experience, I experienced in that critical life situation, right? And basically, I was like, okay, well, if this is not going to work, let me work for myself. Uber. Did Uber for a while. Made things happen. And I noticed that not only was I experiencing the racial profiling and the position of being relocated to a new place just due to our desires and heart to travel, right? And I was like, I want to get a job and something dealing with commissions and sales. And I was like, okay, I wanted to work with, in a calling center. I did that, worked there. And when I was working there, and I experienced a lot of harassment on the work. It's like, damn. Okay, this is what it feels like, huh? Like, whoa. That's crazy. Got interviewed, was qualified. The person who hired me said I was qualified and has great management skills to be a lead or a leader in the company. I'm like, all right, cool. We got to the training, and I'm going to let you know I found a pattern of these things. Got to training. The trainer was a little bit abusive, verbally and aggressive, harassment-wise. And he happened to be a Caucasian male at the time, of course. And it just felt some type of way about my presence and by my intelligence. And once he's opened that door or saying certain, negative things and threatened my life and all these things like that, I was like, whoa, this is out of control. Like, this was going on here in the state. What did I do? Like, I came here to get a job and make money. After that, it became a cultural thing inside the training room where other people was hopping on the bandwagon and, you know, try to like, oh yeah, he's gonna get murdered, he's gonna get killed, and all these things, right? And that's one of the process that was very shocking. And I'm like, okay, this is so unprofessional. What's going on here? And once we got out to the floor after the training, it became real hostile by the trainer. And I'm talking about verbally. You're dead. All this saying stuff. Yeah, I get you murdered and all these things. I'm like, okay, this is crazy. I'm doing my job on time, being professional, being funny, being me, and I get that. I was like, okay, well, you know, this is not the first time, you know, my people have to go through a situation like this. And it's kind of been the first time I have to go and do a situation like that, so never had to experience that. And I was like, never had the chance to experience that, but now I see how that can feel. And this all part of my spiritual journey, growth story. And so I recognized that situation. I'm like, okay, this is starting to become unfun. People starting to talk about it. Then the floor starting to talk about it. And, you know, mostly it was people that wasn't looking like, you know, like me, of course, like of Caucasian descent and stuff. And I was like, whoa, this is uncomfortable. Every time I get on the phone, I'm being, you know, saying some evil and negative remarks that we went over in the business, that zero harassment is tolerated. So I filed a report. I went to the H&R and talked about the situation. They were like, yeah, we're going to investigate, like that. And as I leave out, the guy was secretly said some fucking shit too. And it's like, wow. So the guy really said some shit like that and said, wow. And don't mind me, I'm just looking around. I got to keep it, you know, like that on the real. Don't get mixed up from paranoia to having your radars up. That's the difference. So you basically had to just give a call and sell this product by giving calls. And I was getting the scripts down, but every time I got a phone call, my manager would walk past and say something very negative or threatening remarks, and then it became like a trendy thing on the floor. I was like, all right, let me leave here. This is not going to be tolerated, because now I'm seeing that, you know, the damn HR people are in cahoots with each other, and I was like, oh, this is not my type of cup of tea. So I just left, you know, out of the situation, because of the fact that I just saw for what it is and said, okay, cool. I tried to get that. Then I was like, that was 3 months, 4 months. Almost, yeah, that was like the 4th month since I've been here. And then after the 4th month, I was like, okay, we had to relocate as well. Because the property manager that we was living at in the first place, he had something against me for some odd reason. And it was just like ridiculous. So I was like, let's move, because, you know, a lot of people, you know, was, you know, starting to be so nosy and stuff like that. And it was coming nosy, but then it was starting getting up there, like super nosy, like we all in your business like this. And this is where we at right now. You seeing on this day, which is the 2nd of December 2017. So, with that being said, Raw Lion experienced this. And I was like, all right, let's move to another spot, you know, somewhere closer. And with that being said, which I didn't want to do, because I didn't necessarily want to, you know, if I knew that was getting bad. I didn't want to, go home right away because my wife, significant other, or my spiritual other decided to, want to, continue her craft here. Didn't want to leave. She think we can work on, improving our, marriage and stuff like that, or a spiritual journey. And me as being in love and shit like that. And this is how life can make distractions on you entrepreneurs out there. So, you basically, after that, I discovered that I went to get a air check, and the guy was just saying the same things when I was checking out at the, it was at the tire shop. I was like, yeah. I happen to be somebody that doesn't look like me, a Caucasian guy and stuff. And then he made a statement saying, yo, oh yeah, we're going to get him murdered. Ooh, he don't even be here. He needs to go home. And that's all I've been saying. Go home. What are you doing here, man? Go home, boy. Saying shit like that. I'm like, whoa. Time out. Time out. Like, what is really going on here? Like, no. I'm like, okay, that's a little bit too much. And then, during this process, I was like, discovered, like, man, do I really want to stay here? And like, what the hell? Because this is affecting not only me as a person, my marriage, and it's affecting, it's a hostile atmosphere for both of us. I feel like any person that's a family man would feel like, if you under attack, everyone is under attack. If your wife is under attack, you are under attack. You know what I mean? That's the unity of how things should be. And life happens. And our relationship got really tested in that spiritual move and spiritual growth. And all in the same time while I was going through this, I'm trying to find a way to fit in here. Find my way to fit in here in Arizona. And I tried to, network with people, get people part of the thing. It just wasn't happening. I'm like, all right, so let me go see how LA is. Go there to LA, test it out. I was like, man, this is probably where I need to be to get things done, because people was not getting it here, and plus I was experiencing like challenges and profiling and harassment and stuff, and I was like, man, this gotta be crazy. So again, we decided to move to the place, right? We got this place, and in this place, Salt Apartments, the property manager got in that place by the name of, I forget. I'll keep it non-disclosure right now. And he was starting to send death threats, things too, while I was working out in facilities and stuff, as he was showing the prospect. It's like, whoa, really? This is crazy. And one of the things was happening, I started to record, just my experiences walking down, the environment, because it was unbelievable how the unprofessional behavior was acting on trying to talk about my whereabouts in the apartment building complex, to like saying we're watching you and all these things. It was like, I did not pay this much or agree for us to come here and get treated like this, In my mind, that's what I'm thinking. And along with, attemptions to, make me feel like shit and stuff like that. All these things. Which is like, can be hard on anyone when you're trying to, be in a social environment to make a living and just be you. But when you being you and then you getting threats from it around you, and you getting attacked spiritually on those things, because this is how the devil works. This is all the devil mind. And I'm talking about an expression how that he tries to humiliate it and take down, and for that those like rich those righteousness people to elevate themselves up to a higher frequency. So those are the people who really be under most attacks, because they raise their frequency so high that Satan has to work, the devil has to work times 10 spiritually to fuck you up into submission, so he can have you under control about not allowing you to live the way you live and desire, because he's jealousy and envy and hate. During this tracks process, they either was following me, they have been manipulating me into believing that I'm causing the issues. Well, not to manipulate to believe me. That's what they try to do. Let me say that. To me, that I'm causing issues because of their unprofessional and racial behavior on hostility, threatening remarks to me. I'm like, whoa. Hey, I haven't said nothing wrong to you. Sorry again, you guys. My mom was calling me. The devil is busy, boy. I'm a busy boy. Hold on just a second, guys. Let me do something real quick. All right. Man. Go through so much shit, yo, you guys. I have no idea what the shit I'm experiencing, man. You just gotta be strong. You gotta endure the waves. You can't let it break you, man. Even to the point when the devil constantly try to say negative things to you over and over through people using their minds, and so he can try to get in your mind so you can self-destruct. They want to see you down. They want to see you being pitiful. They don't want to see you making a well-being for yourself. They don't want to see you be able to provide for your family. This is what we is. And people don't want to recognize the reality of things because of their cosmic distance. And they're, being just in denial about certain things because we want to cover our eyes on certain situations, and we don't want to solve the problem amongst each other or try to come up with better solutions by being actionary into the way we, was actually earthbound people to do. So back to my little story where, months pass and just haven't been a great experience on that, mentally, physically, psychologically, and it just try to take everything away from you, what you build, and it's all war tactics. It is all war tactics. It's all strategized, agenda-made, mastermind, networking tactics to get rid of certain individuals on the front line that they feel as a threat, just being a righteous being on the planet and being an intelligent being. I will fail to be any victim of that fucking social profiling. I am attacking this individual by blood that belongs in the mainland, that was born in the mainland. This is my land, and I'm already home, for the record. So I noticed that people try to make you feel a certain way because you're who you are as an individual. And this has become an effective disease in the mind. upon my own people as well, along with the disgusting, unprofessional experience that I had to deal with certain people here being a professional in the environment. And, X, Y, and Z and shit like that happened between the time of here and, right now to me trying to, find a breaking point to make something happen here. And it just wasn't happening. So I decided to, find another, you know, gig back to the property manager who was basically saying his remarks. I'm working out in the gym room and because to use all the areas and shit, and he come in and as he's showing a prospect person, I guess, to be a new tenant, and I was the only one in there. And then he happened to tell this lady, like, yo, don't worry, we're gonna get him murdered. That's how my reaction was when I'm in the gym working out. And I'm like, did he just say this? Like, who is he else talking to? I'm the only person in the gym. Wow, that's how you feel, and you just sent that to another person that, unfortunately these two individuals that I'm mentioning that of that occurrence don't look like me, put it that well. And I'm like, all right, you know what? I ain't finna let that get to me. I'm finna work out hard, man. I'm finna stay positive, man. Like, cool, that ain't nothing, Like, at that point, like, okay, I'm just gonna let that one slide, Then, and what I mean letting that one slide is like to addressing it, to the point like, didn't want to be unprofessional because you're going to be the one who look like you're in the wrong because first, society built a illusional image of every black man with locks or anything like that having to be a threat into America's eyes. So every indigenous, autochthonous male, melanated male has to be seen as a threat in his own land for you to feel like shit. And so everything can start falling from your things because how the structure of institutional behaviors has set a mass attack on people who wants to uplift themselves as righteous beings. And that's what I'm experiencing. So I want to move forward with all these things, and I endured it and I overcome it. I did some couple stuff. I don't want to share too much of the details, but I'm just showing you the general experiencing along the way. I don't want to show too much, tell too much details into those things for other reasons. Legal. So with that part being said, I feel like what else I can do to just improve myself in this situation so I don't necessarily have to be involved. But then the living situation became so hostile. The people there walking past the door saying hateful remarks and all these things, my car and trying to testing me and stuff in the garage, those things, type of things. I wouldn't even put it past them. I know they've been like looking at this car, like all type of shit been going on, and it's just been like, I try to do like, stuff to keep making things happen, but like unbelievable unprofessionalism in a general sense. When you pay X amount of dollars to someone, then it's starting affecting the marriage and relationship. I'm like, okay, this is gonna be really a problem. I was afraid this was gonna happen when if I decided to continue on to try to be the best individual and support system in a spiritual relationship. And oh my God, no idea, man. Damn. And then I hold strong, endured a lot, try to, find other solutions to keep, being on the positive side of things and try to, make a living here. So I found another gig, try to look for another gig. And it's like everywhere I go, I was just facing this type of rejection, denial, or scarcity tactics to make me feel like, I wasn't shit. Like, I didn't like, or just hating or those type of things. And I feel like, okay, now it came to the outside environment, to the internal environment, which way you have to lay your head down and stuff, management. And then, so it's basically home, living, living. So it's, those type of things, situation. Then I'm like, man, so you mean to tell me, like, I'm sitting here going through this shit out there, and then inside the place, too? Like, wow. And I go down the lobby, stuff was always saying, then it just became a community thing, a community conversation about me getting murdered. So this is where we at right now, as the sun shine up on me. Rasta. Ra. The power of Ra. And I'm like, this is unbelievable. Saying, we're going to be following you and saying these type of things. And this is from people that doesn't look like me. And I'm like, this is too much. This is starting too much. I'm trying to make sure I get things happen. Keep saying all type of things about what I have. Trying to control my life. What I should do. And then, I want to go, basically, find picks up another one, gig. And then I'm like, oh, man. Experiencing the same shit. I was like, all right. People saying, go home. Just go home. Man, like, you don't belong here. I'm like, damn. And I'm telling my significant other, I'm like, man, they trying to break us up, yo. They don't want to see us together and stuff like that, yada, yada. And, man, I feel like, hey, I'm going through this, trying to share with her. Then it just became to that point where, she just got fed up on the conversation that I was experiencing here. I was like, but it's affecting both of us too. I thought if we were experiencing this together as we've been traveling, there's layers of shit, right? And then I was like, all right, I gotta be even more stronger. Rasta back, keep your head up. And I was like, all right, man, I'm going to go ahead and make this happen. Try to look for another gig, experience the same thing. Yeah, things was getting more worse. Then I tried to, do like just staying home and, try to keep a low profile and just running my business because of the hostility that I was experiencing. And to try to work from home became like, hostile because, every time I do a business phone call, people just listen to my phone conversation. And I feel like now that my privacy has been invaded times 10, I feel like they had microphone in our apartment, the management area, so many ways because they just wanted to find out, just profiling people. And because, like, it was the point of now being followed by individuals and shit. Because of the fact that I'm not leaving. Now it's like they wanted my wife to put me out type of thing. And it seemed like now she just, in that way because, I guess people feel certain way about my presence or whatever that might be. But I'm not trying to figure that part out. I'm just trying to share ideas. Not ideas, what I'm experiencing on a spiritual level, and try to make it look like I'm a fucking, evil person that I'm not. You know, these things. For meditation every day and having my third eye chakra help harmonize me on this journey. And that's probably where we at right now with things. And it just took a big boom, almost like, life try to knock you out, boy. And, and see if you're going to get back up and, to see how you're going to make things happen. And that's one of the challenges it has been. Then I start seeing how the state, the city, and seeing how the network works upon certain individuals that they feel like they want to just get rid of. Behavior characteristics are. So I'm at this point where people are trying to purge me, being said that publicly, type of thing. This is basically hearing this from on the streets, hearing this in the environment that I go to, and hearing this on job sites and stuff. I was like, man, okay, this is unbelievable. This is not my cup of tea here, right? At first, my significant other was like, yeah, stay one time, but, the relationship got tested, and it's tested. And now I'm at this point where, I was working at this other thing, and I was experiencing even more aggressive hostility where people was trying to follow me, those type of things, because I'm being so professional that they just couldn't stand my gut. But thank goodness that I got a chance to talk to one of my spiritual mothers and fathers to understand what I was going through, to lead me in the spiritual matter and understanding what I am going through and experiences beyond what they try to make it me to illusion. I know what I'm saying is truthful to certain individuals, and they understand what's going on here. My brothers and sisters out there, male or female, it's sad to say that we haven't waken up and understand what is going on right now. Our innocent individuals like myself and many others have been preyed upon for the past 10 years now on how to socially corrupt the minds of others by showing them how they want how they want people to react to go against each other. And this is where we are right now. After being vegan for a while and going through these meditation and spiritual journeys, I'm seeing like, wow. I almost feel like one of those messiahs going there, but I don't feel like dying for nobody's sins, though. Straight up, man, I ain't doing all that. So satanic people and also satanic energy is what I've been feeling. That's probably what it was, too. And it's not so much of the land. It might be the historical behind the land, but also just the energy who run all the fuckery over to make that type of chaos happen. And people create chaos by other things on how they try to attack you. In those angles. People want to see you down and see you fall and uplift. So, make a long story short, the something, everything, because I would probably be sitting here for another hour or two to explain everything that I experienced. But I don't want to make this video and hold your time up too longer, or how to overcome and be an inspiration to people as a collective to raise people up. And yesterday, this week, I was at, an entrepreneur event for like a retreat, and I was getting experience that to death threat from the people who was actually teaching it and training in that damn office. I'm like, unbelievable. As though like, oh, we set a trap for you to come here. And I'm like, oh, wow, really? So this is the microscope of how people are being preyed upon on their satanic-ass behavior characteristics means. Ra, Satepic Ra. And I don't rise with that. I'm a righteous being. I rise on a higher level of frequency and try to harmonize myself for all the fuckery and negative attention, even from the negative attention I experienced with my wife and experiences here. So that's how life throw harsh at you. And it's a lot. I know what people might say, or people have their opinions. You need this, you need that, and all these things, which I totally understand. And what I'm going to do is not let that distract me or break me and build me down. I'm going to be strong. We should be uplifting, change that out, and make it into a positive situation. So I decided to, be to myself and vibrate and meditate and thank the ancestors for another beautiful day, and find a better way for me to act and behave as a righteous being continuously, even if the most closest ones closer to me try to make me feel some type of way. That's the true uplifting spirit of going within and not trying to eliminate people without because they feel a certain way about you. Or they feel like they think you should be doing this, other than what they should be doing is minding their own damn business. And they should be getting into what they were looking within and what they need to do. There's some control freaks out here that have lost their freaking mind, people. Seriously. And they always try, the first tactic, they always try to make other people around them by being influencers into the community to feel like you are out of place and crazy. This is just a fashion statement, no real lens, but I see through my third eye. And that's kind of like where we at with it, And then people was like saying stuff on the radio. They like, I'm just being watched like to that extent, and it's just like, what the hell? People always want to constantly like make people feel a certain way on how you should live their life, and especially when people like, oh, they're not used to you, they hate you. I don't care about that, man. My thing is, let's do business. Let's break bread with each other. Let's build with each other. Let's make things happen for each other. If it's not about that, I'm not even getting jiggy with it. I don't care. I don't got time to be arguing with nobody about negative shit. I don't got time to be gospeling about no negative shit. And what I'm all about is trying to create solutions on building with the community and giving to the community. So if it doesn't have nothing to deal with that, I'm just not vibrating on that level, man. Not vibrating on that level. Even when the devil try to pull you down with him. So with that said, one love, my beautiful people. Stay strong, my beautiful people. Hold on, my beautiful people. Meditate, my beautiful people. And we can do this by uplifting our minds. positive and reversing the negative energy that's going on the planet. It's not just here. This is going on the planet. Do your own research on Google. What's going on over there in Africa right now? And I send my positive energy to them. People are being sold off in auction in 2017. Put that on your mind. One love.